Hey, hi, hello, friends. My name is Angelina, aka Bittersweetener, and last video, I tried to do this a little bit differently, where I was featured in the camera, but I ultimately am just never put together enough to maintain being on camera so long, so many days. And I've just been so exhausted lately. This is why this video is already so late as it is. Because I think it's the 4th or the 5th of August. By the time I'm actually filming this, so we're all a little bit late. But that's okay. July ultimately was half awful and half okay. I spent the very beginning part of the month at my grandmother's house because it was the 4th of July.
Fuck America.
But it's always nice to see family. I wrote on the 1st, my body hurts and my brain feels awful too. There's just screaming in my brain. Very reminiscent of I have no mouth and I must scream. That's kind of how I feel. I want to say about 50% of the time. I think I'm just overstimulated a lot of the time. And also just the everyday stress of life. It really just gets me and punches me in the throat constantly. Yeah, so I spent the beginning of the month doing that. This is just some notes from from my editing of my last video, because I've been using this notebook more. So it has always been to be like a diary slash journal situation, but I've but little by little been incorporating and taking out and putting in elements of planning, to-do lists specifically, because I've never been good with the planner. They kind of just piss me off, and it always feels like a waste of paper because I know it's not something that I can keep up with. I remember when I was in school, especially, they would always have us get a planner to write our homework and stuff in, but it would piss me off with how much space was just useless. And whenever they would have little prompts to write something with or stuff like that, it would just piss me off that it was there, because most of the time it wasn't something I wanted to do. And it just felt like extra bullshit, and it just felt like bullshit all the time. So I never got into it, and that's ultimately why I'm in this kind of binder situation. But I did see one really interesting video on my YouTube recommended page, which is notes here about that. And the video was by Westenberg. It was called "Why the Smartest People I Know Set Constraints, Not Goals," and it was very interesting. And I have opinions about it. Also on this page, I have my little sticker that says "Goals are dreams with deadlines," because I obviously it related. So I think this was interesting and helpful for me to watch as a video. If you didn't see it or haven't seen it, it's basically about how when you create a goal, it's usually a lot more broad of a thing. And I've never been good at setting and creating goals, but the video is ultimately saying how you don't want to think about how to make this big thing happen, but more so think about the little things you can do every single day. Which is good. I originally thought it was going to be much more just semantics, which it did get a little bit feeling when people say, oh, just change your mindset and things will be better. Just because you change your frame of thinking doesn't make the thing easier or less less difficult to manage. But I do think that putting more focus on I guess more just routines and doing things within their own constraints rather than doing things to make something else happen is very good for my brain, at least. Which I think I really did not describe this as well as I could have, but that's what I got from it. And then this little me talking about my feelings and stuff about certain political situations going on right now. But anyway, I saw this really cool architectural element in this house that I passed by while I was driving with my dad. Well, while my dad was driving me. And it's like the corner of this building, instead of being a corner, there was a window flat on the corner. And I really like that, so I drew that in here. I really like cool architecture. I feel like a lot of the architecture of today is so bland and boring, and everything looks beige and sad and corporate, even like the McDonald's and other fast food joints. So I just wanted to highlight that because I thought that was kind of cool. Getting into using my bug stickers again. This is me just talking about how like I've been dealing with a lot of back pain. I went to the park this day and my sister and I were playing tic-tac-toe. July 5th, I said, regardless of the sleep I've been getting, I find myself endlessly July 5th, I wrote, regardless of the sleep I've been getting, I still find myself endlessly tired. That's funny. I think today's either the 4th or the 5th of August, and that is very true right now because I am absolutely like pooped. I'm forcing myself to do this video. Even though I'm like so I could fall asleep right now, except I can't. I don't know what's wrong with me, but there's clearly something not quite right. Anyway, let's keep going. I've been deciding to like write down my projects every week or so I don't have to like keep flipping back. And then we have the green page. I really love this spread. We have I feel gloopy today, which I think I'm gonna incorporate this into some kind of like sticker sheet. Just as the gloop. I have these cute little leaves, and we got a little beetle here. I love beetles. I love bugs. And then this says, "Little by little does the trick." You see, I was trying to do like small to-do lists just to keep myself at least a little bit busy. This is mostly like grocery planning. This is more me being absolutely exhausted. But I started drawing some bugs. That was cool. So I have some bug sticker designs that I will have ready to go into my shop soon. I'm super excited about that. I just have to order the stickers, which I've just been putting off until I had some cash to do that. But I'm really excited. I have one of the designs is really, really fun. The other one was just like cute. So that's that. And then I don't know what this is, but it was just some doodling I did. This is like really how I feel a lot of the time. I also want to make this into some kind of a sticker. But it says, I feel as though there is something deeply, innately, and irreparably wrong with me. I think this is all that I wrote that day, the 13th. Oh no, I wrote more. But this was ultimately just the vibe that I have a lot of the time in my life. I'm sure that there's something neurodivergent going on, and that's why I feel this way. But yeah, no, I constantly, especially like a constant feeling throughout this month, and also, you know, my life, is that there's something deeply, innately, and irreparably wrong with me. And I think this is just like a side tangent, but I think that this is why I really like, I'm really drawn to media with characters who also feel like there's something wrong with them, but ultimately find connection somehow. And that's that on that. And this is opinions I have on art school that we'll get to in a future video. And then again, I had like, I've just been writing down every single like thing that I've been wanting to do. And it's been really helpful to have like a big long list to look through, and like when I feel like antsy, like I have to do something, it's nice to be able to like look at this thing and like, okay, what here on the list can I do? I'll do this. And then making my little like to-do list based on that. That's been really nice. I had, at the beginning of this week, had thought that, oh, you know, I could do like 20 hours of work every week since I'm otherwise unemployed. And that does not work for me. My brain, if I'm tracking the hours I'm working, my brain won't work at all. So I scrapped that idea almost immediately. I finally like pinned down a nice like a nice, tight, easy morning routine for me to do. Which incorporates like things that I have to do and things that I like to do. Just like keep myself the momentum going in the morning. I really find it hard to keep the momentum in the morning, even on days where I'm not physically exhausted. I just want to like lay back down and then I like zone out for like 2 hours, and that's not always what I want to be doing. So at least having like a routine that I can flip back to and be like, okay, I'll do this next, it'll just keep me going a little bit more, so that way I at least feel like I've done something with my day. Here's some more like bugs. I know this is a cicada. I don't know which kind of bug this is. This one says the time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. And this one says there is more to life than simply increasing its speed. Two things that I definitely have always thought. And here's why I started learning to code. So I'm really excited about this actually. I've been doing the like web developer free coding like bootcamp thing online. And I am actually enjoying it like so substantially more than I thought I would. This was actually something that at the very beginning of the year I had planned to do, but I never, like, I hadn't gotten around to it until late last month. And then let me show you, and we'll come back then to the regular pages after. But like, I've been like full on taking notes. I started actually watching one of the like a little like Neocities, because that's where I'm building where I'm hosting my website off of when I build it. So I have like all my notes, and it's been really like fun to learn something new. I've always been a big nerd, so like learning new like systems and like, what do I say, like just like learning new things excites me so much. So this has just been really like nice and fun for me to do. I'm almost done with the basic HTML part of the course, and I'm just like inching my way on the last couple sections, because I really want to get into CSS and the stylization, for those who don't know about HTML encoding. So I'm really excited. I have some websites that I saw in Neocities that really excited me, and that I'm feeling very inspired by. So that's what I've been looking at. What I've been excited by the free program that I've been using. It was www.freecodecamp.org. That's That's the coding class that I'm taking. I also have this is a problem with me. It's not really a problem, but it's like I can't just watch like a little shortcuts video and do everything off of that. I have to know the purpose of every single thing, and like I have to know the deep information, even if it's stuff I'm not actually going to use, in order for like a shortcuts video to make sense. I also kept seeing these videos on YouTube about like the propaganda that I'm not falling for, and based off of the TikTok trend that it's based off of, and also based off of the videos, some of the videos that I've seen, people don't know what the fuck propaganda is. So I'm also thinking about doing a video about propaganda that I am not falling for. Just having some thoughts about influencers. I said influencers are just glorified infomercial people. Influencers are just glorified infomercial people / sellers. And I stand by that statement. I really don't care about influencers. But maybe we'll talk about that more on my propaganda video. In the last video, I had shown you guys the painting of Will Graham that I was working on, or based off of Will Graham. Let's say based off of Will Graham. It's technically fan art, but I got really close to finishing it this month, or in September, or oh my god, I got really close to finishing it in July, and I'll show a picture of what it looked like at the end of July here. But it really excited me, and then I did actually finish it a couple days ago, but I'm going to save that for another video that I'm working on right now, which means hopefully you'll get this video, and then you'll get a little vlog, and then an art video, and then maybe me talking about my thoughts about something. Because I have a lot of like, I've been trying to write like more, like just of my general thoughts and ideas, because I have lots of opinions about things, and I kind of want to share them more, because what is the internet for if you're not sharing your opinions? Like here, I wrote about how being a tortured artist sucks. And I was just thinking about like being an artist, like the like deep struggle of being either mentally ill and or disabled and an artist. So I also want to like talk about this too. When I get my website set up, I probably will like post like blog posts. Because that was something I used to do actually in high school. I had like a whole blog. And I got like a few followers from it. And I was just like talking about the things that I was thinking about. And then at some point I stopped doing that, and I really miss it now. But I think there's also like a part that's like a part of me that's afraid of saying the wrong thing and getting canceled. But honestly, I think that's fine. I think it's fine if I say the wrong thing. I just want to be able to express myself however I feel like it. Yeah. Here I drew a cute little mushroom thing, because I once again was not feeling good, and I wrote, I fester within myself at times. If moss could grow on my body, I'm sure it would. Not only my body, but in my mind. Then I have some quotes on the 28th and 29th from Kafka's diaries, Franz Kafka. This one, they're almost identical quotes, but the 28th of July 1914, he wrote, "My inability to think, to observe, to discern, to remember, to speak, to participate, keeps growing. I am turning to stone. I am forced to realize this. My inability is growing even in the office. If I don't save myself in a work, I am lost. Do I know this as clearly as it is so? I hide away from people not because I wish to live in peace, but because I want to perish in peace." And then the other one is from the 29th of July, 1914, where he wrote, "Began failed works," relatable, "but I won't yield despite sleeplessness, headaches, general inability. It is the last vital energy that has gathered itself in me for this. I've made the observation that I avoid people not in order to be able to live in peace, but in order to be able to die in peace. But now I will defend myself." And that just really, really resonated with me, which probably isn't a good sign for my mental health, but it did really resonate with me. And I have since downloaded Kafka's complete stories, so I'm reading through those now, and I guess I'll tell you about that next month when I finish. But I've read Metamorphosis in high school, and I really loved it, but I never got around to reading his other works. But I am now, and he gets it. Kafka genuinely gets it, unfortunately. We have a little scorpion that says, "I live my life because I dare." Some more just like general journaling, and then I got this like little like floating guy that appeared in my brain, so I had to like draw him out. Maybe he'll get a sticker too at some point. But I was, again, still feeling really down, and just like so exhausted, that it felt like I wasn't a person. So I wrote, "I wonder if this is what a haunting feels like, from the point of view of a ghost. Trapped in one place with the illusion of being alive, it hurts like a bad dream." And yeah, that was the bulk of July. And then I do want to share one other thing. Starting that last week of July, I started an exercise program, which is like really like, this is not in like any bid to lose weight, but it is in a bid to maybe get a little stronger and feel just like more able in my body, and to hopefully mitigate some of like the chronic pain that I have on like a day-to-day basis. Because when I had taken physical therapy a couple months ago, it helped a little bit, but not in any substantial way. So I decided like I might as well like try again. So that's what I've been doing there. And yeah, I think that is everything that I had for July. And yeah, I'm hopeful that August will be a little better, but they're just like the heat and humidity of the summer really like fuck up my brain. I feel like like my brain is genuinely never okay, but the heat of the summer definitely like makes it worse. So here's for hopefully a better month next month. Was everything for July. I hope you guys have a good August. And hopefully I will see you guys very soon. Bye!